So recently I was exploring information on healing through the lens of Tibetan Buddhism for a class that I was preparing. And what I found is that sound is a prominent modality that is used in Tibetan Buddhism for healing, specifically in the form of chanting mantras. Mantras, as you know, a mantra is a mystical formula, and through chanting them, you can bring about a spiritual energy. You can activate spiritual energy and healing within yourself. When you say a mantra, part of your body or part of your mind begins to resonate with the frequency of the mantra. And these words or syllables known as mantras carry with them the spiritual meaning or the power that has been recited through them for thousands of years. So a mantra is known as an utterance, a sacred sound, a numinous sound. And in the case of Buddhism and Hinduism, or as well as the mystical traditions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, these sounds have been prayed with for such a time that when you begin to chant them, you begin to activate that meaning, those vibrations within yourself. So in order to fully embrace or embody the essence of a mantra in Tibetan Buddhism, sometimes teachers will ask that you recite them 120,000 times or more. And teachers have been known to prescribe certain mantras for specific conditions, much like you would prescribe a medicine in Western medicine. So when the pandemic broke out, the Dalai Lama was asked for a spiritual practice that would support the times. And he responded with suggesting chanting to green Tara, chanting the Tara mantra. Because green Tara, who is also known as Dolma in Tibetan, literally means she who liberates, or the one who brings us across. And so he was suggesting that by chanting the mantra, we could bring that energy to the world. Green Tara is known to support with overcoming doubt, helping us find a sense of belonging and a deep sense of freedom from suffering. And so he asked us to chant to Tara in order to support with the healing within the world. So as we're looking through the lens of Tibetan Buddhism, I want to share with you 3 key principles that make chanting mantras a powerful medicine. And so the first one is that mantra, when it is chanted with a sense of emotion, with a sense of strong feeling and strong intention, moves it faster into effect. Just like we teach in the science of mind, that when we do a prayer, we want to embody the feeling behind the prayer. We want to activate and say the prayer with deep feeling and connection to its meaning, because emotion enlivens, it activates, and it amplifies both the prayer and the mantra, because mantra is a sound prayer. And the second is that mantra used in Tibetan Buddhism allows us is seen to support with shifting from negative emotion to positive emotion. It's explained that the power of the sound activates our endocrine system, those glands that secrete enzymes and hormones within our body. And they register and they provide impact and awaken the brain. The brain, when we're chanting, actually begins to secrete the neurotransmitters serotonin, which produces a powerful feeling of relaxation. And also the neurotransmitters of adrenaline and dopamine, which are said to produce a sense of energy and happy feelings. That leads to more secretion of hormones that support our healing. It really activates this beautiful cycle within our body. In fact, research has been done on monks who have chanted mantras and who have meditated for their entire lifetime. In fact, when they look at their brains, the brains of these monks have been shown to immediately drop into focus and immediately assume a calm field, a calm essence of being. And it's instant because they've been practicing for so long. What they've also found when they look at the brains of these monks is that their brains are sometimes registering the activity of someone 10 years or more younger than their biological age. And the third principle is that mantra can help us to know our spiritual nature, our true self, self with a capital S, in that they can support us in cleansing out thoughts, energies, and emotions that stand in the way of us connecting with that divine spark that is inherent within us. And so the more that we use mantra, we can use it to move out, to cleanse, to purify anything that is in the way of us sensing, knowing, and embodying a sense of our true divine nature. In fact, the four tantras, the ancient canon of Tibetan medicine, declares that sickness is the result of grasping at that notion of our small self, or what we would refer to in the West as our ego, or as our personality self. And so when we chant the mantra, we can move that aside and really begin to know ourselves and to sense our divine nature. That's not to say that through the lens of Tibetan Buddhism teachings, that sickness is seen as wrong or bad. Actually, it's quite the opposite. Tulku Thondrup writes in his book, The Healing Power of the Mind, Buddhists see sickness as a broom that sweeps away accumulations of negative attitudes and emotions. And in that sense, sickness can be welcomed because it causes us. It's a tool. It wakes us up to slowing down, to pausing, to becoming very restful and entering that restorative state that we know brings about balance and physical health. In their teachings, it's all about letting go and generating a positive energy towards sickness. Tulku Thondrup also teaches that Buddhists believe that all sickness arises from a disharmony between the body and the mind. And so meditation and the chanting of mantras are some of the key spiritual practices that bring about a restoration of this harmony between the body and the mind. He says that visualizations of light are one of the most popular means of healing emotional blocks or physical complaints. And for most of the healing meditations, they're done by relying on a blessing or visualizing a source of power to aid in transforming suffering. So this is a tool, a skillful means, a spiritual practice that is used to activate, to generate, and to arouse the energy and wisdom within us for healing. Many faith traditions, as we know, rely upon an image, a presence, a positive form, or visualization of nature, any aspect of energy that brings about inspiration and a sense of healing, such as visualizing the Buddha or the Blessed Virgin Mary, Lord Krishna, the Mother Goddess. So you're called to really tune in to what brings you, what you find is a source of inspiration for you. What is a sense of power that brings about a calmness and a presence of healing that you can visualize and tune into while you are meditating and bringing about a deep calmness within yourself through the spiritual practice of chanting a mantra. So right now we're going to close by visualizing a blue light, and it comes to us from a ritual that was shared. It's based on a ritual that was shared in Ji Hyang Padma's book, Field of Blessings. It combines the image of a blue light, the visualization of a blue light, with the medicine Buddha, who is also blue. And I'm going to guide us in this visualization of blue light. I'm going to share the chant, the mantra that goes with the medicine Buddha. And then I'm going to follow it up by playing this beautiful gong that sits behind me. And gong vibrations, the waves of the vibration that are produced by the gong, have been known to support with circulation, with restful sleep, to bring about a sense of calmness and to support the release of anxiety and stress. But we have to approach the energy and the vibrations and the sounds of the gong by simply letting go, by being receptive and open. But always, I invite you to tune into your own sensations, what works for you related to sound medicine, and to align yourself to use those spiritual tools that feel good, that bring about a sense of restoration and calmness within you. So we're going to begin right now by closing our eyes, by moving into a restful state. You can begin to focus on your breath, breathing in and breathing out. And on the exhale, just extending that exhale. Breathing in deeply. Exhaling, lengthening the exhale each time. And you can begin to visualize a brilliant blue light above your head. Visualizing this blue that is the color of the lapis lazuli stone. A brilliant blue light, and it can begin to circle around above your crown chakra, above the crown of your head. And as you tune into this blue light that carries with it a sense of compassion, the essence of healing energy, the essence of serenity. You can imagine that with this blue light is activated a deep sense of calm. And as you connect with that blue light above your head, you can begin to bring it down through your head, down into your throat region, moving it down into your torso. See it circulating around in the center of your heart. Move it down both of your arms into your fingertips. And then move it down into your legs and out through the soles of your feet. And then on an inhale, reconnecting it up to the top of your head, and just continue to see this blue light as a cleansing light. That it activates healing in each one of your cells as you circulate it through your body. As I read this mantra of the medicine Buddha. Te yata om bakan Bakanse, Bakanse, Bakanse. Maha Bakanse, Bakanse. Raha Samugate Svaha. Teyata Om Bakanse, Bakanse, Bakanse. Maha Bakanse, Bakanse. Raha Samugate Svaha. You can continue to envision this brilliant blue healing light as I sound the gong.